too lazy to do a proper intro for this video, so if you want to learn a swing strategy that gets results just like this, then stick around because that is what you will learn here. First of all, we need to go to indicators and we need to add some moving averages. So we just need 2 EMAs, so moving average exponential. Just click this twice and there you go, you've got 2. So what we need then is to change the settings. So from this first one, we need to set this at 200. Then we're just going to make this red so it stands out and you can see it clearly. The next one will be a 50 moving average. So now that gives us 2 very slow moving averages on our charts. We'll make this one green, again, just so it stands out clearly so you can see it. That's it. That's all we need for this strategy so far anyway. So what we are using these moving averages for is super simple. This is what we call trend identification. So we don't trade these crosses. We're not doing some golden cross strategy or anything like that. The reason we use these is purely to see where is the market going. So what I mean, right here we can see this is a bearish trend because the 200 is above the 50. These moving averages then cross, so the 200 is then below the 50. And this just tells us the trend has now changed, so we no longer want to go for sells, we actually want to then look for buys because we always want to trade with the trend. It's the most simple way, the most profitable way to trade. You can learn this strategy very quickly and very easily. So let me show you sort of the process and the walkthrough of what this is and how to use it. So we've got the trend here that was clearly bullish at this point. We then see the cross here indicating that we are now wanting to be short sellers because we have this downtrend. So there is a valid trade here. What we need to do first is identify a displacement. So a displacement is super easy to see. It's a move that looks exactly like this. It's when the market has an aggressive move, it could be bullish or bearish, it doesn't matter. An aggressive move with either no wicks or very small wicks and no counter candles. So in this case, we see this very aggressive move to the downside, very bearish candles, basically no wicks and no bullish candles. This is displacement in the market. So this leaves the idea that, okay, sellers are clearly interested. We've also broken this previous low. So this is now technically a lower low after a displacement move. That's not what we trade. We can't really do much with that, but it's just about identifying the market behavior and the context. So then from this point, we see the market continues, it pulls back into this cross, and then we establish a bearish trend. So once we've established this bearish trend and we've seen the cross, we can then start looking to actually place the trade. Now this is where it gets a little bit discretional because where would you consider the high of this move? Some people may say here, some people would say here, some people would say here. Now this is the downside of discretional trading and using price action. It's always a little bit, what would you do? Oh, I'd do that. And then someone else would do it differently. So in this case, I'm taking the high right before the displacement. So we've got the high here, we've got a displacement leg, and then the low of this whole move is right here. So I've drawn the fib from the high to the low. And again, a little bit discretional, so it may be different to you. You might see it slightly differently. We'll go through different examples so you can see it in action. Then what we see here is price pulls back to our 200 moving average, wicks in to our 50% fib zone, and then rejects and continues lower. And this is the entire strategy. This is all it is. Now, I have a 100% free course in the description. It's also pinned in the comments. If you want to really learn this strategy on a deeper level, it's again 100% free. It's about half an hour, one video. You can get it, no cost, no strings attached. Anyway, what we have is the fib. So let me show you the settings here. So the fib, we use only 4 levels because the default fib looks ridiculous. So let me show you the default. This provides you no benefit at all. There's too many levels. So are you looking at rejection here, here? Which one are you actually using? Well, too many options. It's not mechanical. It's not systemized. It's just not going to work. So I have very specific settings on my fib, which are right here. Feel free to copy them. So I use 0, 0.5, 0.618, and 1. So that gives me this really simple zone. And this is what we look for. I don't care if it rejects the 50%. I don't care if it comes up to the 61.8%, because this zone is what I care about. So normally what we want to do is ensure that the value zone, which is what we call that golden box, is a level that makes sense. So what I do is I draw a box right in the middle of this zone, and I'll just extend it across, and I'll just say, okay, does this level actually have any historical significance? Well, we can see it used to be a resistance here, acted as minor support, a little bit of resistance here. So this looks to me like a break and retest. It's not super clear. We broke, we retested here, we retested here, and we retested here. But this tells me that this is now a new level of resistance. So it's just about taking into account what the market's doing, not just right here, but also what has it been doing previously? Why is this a level that we want to trade from? Yes, it might have the fib, but the fib is still only one part. We need to make sure that this zone means something, or previously did, and that way it just boosts the probability a little bit. So then from here, what we want to do is actually look for the entry. So what we don't do is ever enter right here. We don't want to set a pending order. We don't want to enter aggressively, because if you use a fib, you will know that it's quite often we'll have this type of move where we come down, we reach the 50% level, and actually we just continue higher or continue lower. The reason we use the fib like this, we wait, we draw the box, we see, okay, previous respects in this level, yes. Then we need to see the rejection. So we see this wick. Now we also have this 200 moving average acting as dynamic resistance. So that's two things. We've got the wick, we've got the fib, and actually three things. We've got the moving average. Then what we need to see is a bearish candle. So we've got the bearish candle right here. So we can enter, and then we need to start thinking about our stops and take profits. When it comes to stop losses, I always, by rule, will tell my students to go with the 100%. And this is because if price comes all the way back up and stops us out, clearly the fib is broken. That hasn't worked out, so the idea is now scrapped. So this just provides you enough space to let the market move, and it provides a real invalidation level. It's not a case of, oh, I'm just going to put it here because I want a good R&R, and then the fib, the level breaks and you get stopped out, and actually we just continue lower. So it just protects us from any noise and things we don't want to be involved with. When it comes to take profits, you can use anything. Because this is a trend following system, remember, we're following the trend, so we're in the right direction in theory all the time anyway, we can just let the trades go. We don't need to worry about really doing anything. So imagine you just trailed your stops on this whole trade. This would have been a 6.5% return, and that's not even the full move. It goes all the way down here. So of course, it's not realistic for me to expect you to take all these trades and always get the most R&R. But what I'm trying to show you is the potential here. So remember, the entry might look too good to be true, but it's not. We don't enter here because the moving averages didn't fully establish. We don't enter here because this was still an uptrend according to the moving averages. Right here, this is after we saw the cross and we rejected the moving average and rejected the level and the fib. So this was our entry. We then wait for this bearish candle to close and we execute. This isn't any crazy stuff. This is very simple execution standards. Now, of course, the trade here is absolutely nuts. I'm not saying this is always what happens. Definitely not. So you might have caught a 1 to 2, 1 to 3, 1 to 1. Could be anything. What you could even do while you're learning this strategy is just take your profits at the fib low. So your stop losses at the fib high, take profits at the fib low or the 0% level. And of course, your R&R isn't going to be fantastic, but it's a good way to get used to using the fib, to get comfortable with it and understand sort of how it works and why it works. Okay, so this is really as simple as it gets. Now, again, I have a 100% free course. You can get it. I don't want anything from you. Get the course, learn the strategy, start swing trading properly, and I'll see you in the next video. Make sure you like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.